How does this start?
I don't know. I haven't done a video for such a long time. I honestly, I've been in your videos so much, other people's videos so much, I'm used to just sitting.
And you've been doing vlog videos, which aren't like, they're just like, turn the camera on.
And then the person that's been filmed gets to talk.
Yeah.
So a lot of the times I just sort of sit in the background and let other people do the work. But now I've actually got to do a thing. And I'll start this thing by saying a couple of things. Firstly, this channel hasn't had much activity, but if you watched the video that I made, my last video on the channel, Chris has a new channel. He's actually been making some really entertaining videos on that channel. You watched one.
Yeah, and he's been editing them himself.
Yeah, editing really well, like really fun to watch. I'm actually enjoying his channel more than this one. So I would recommend you go check that out. And the other thing is, do I sound a little bit more American when I said check that out?
Yeah, you do. He's been saying y'all a lot also.
Another thing y'all gotta do is check out the Majestic Vlog channel that I've been doing, Woods Majestic Vlog, because I've been putting up videos there with you and Alpha and the Game Chase.
There's some really fucking funny little short videos. They're like, what, 4 minutes long at the most?
Yeah, at the most. There's a lot of cool stuff going on over there with a lot of people I'm getting to hang out with lately, so...
The cat's going on the move. It's like, what the fuck's this rat thing?
It's gonna knock the rat. We sort of just try to make it a little bit more interesting here. But, and the third thing was, we're actually filming this Scott style, because I don't have a camera.
Yeah.
Because it's Chris's camera, hence Chris the cameraman.
Scott style is a Dayglow bulb latched onto a chair and my camera propped up on my laptop computer. That's Scott style.
It's actually like almost midnight and this bright light is killing me right now. It's way too bright.
The sun is over here.
For this time of day. But now we'll get to the meat of this video.
My beard. Jesus, it is so freaking full now. I keep thinking my head hair is like wrapped around my face.
Your beard is as luscious as my hair.
Yes, that's the meat of this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed.
No. Peace.
Peace.
No, we're going to do some gaming memories, and because I have got Scott, and wearing that shirt is actually kind of perfect.
Umbrella.
The gaming memory theme for today is going to be horror. So I'm going to be talking about my first...
And a rat.
And a rat.
Horror related, yeah.
This is completely irrelevant. This was the closest game that I had near me, and I was like, oh, that'll do. But I'm going to be talking about Resident Evil 1. Do you want to leave yours as a secret until I...
Sure, because that'll give me time to actually think of what I talk about. You go first.
So I don't play many horror games. I'm actually kind of like a little bitch when it comes to horror. I don't watch horror movies. I don't play horror games, and the reason is that they scare me. Lately I played the PT demo, and it scared the living crap out of me. I had a lot of fun playing it with Eric from Crossroad Reviews.
I'm going to jump in every once in a while just to get some, ideas and information. Are you more comfortable playing maybe a horror game with someone else or watching someone play?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have played that on my own. I downloaded that game and specifically waited until someone wanted to play it. And Eric came over and said, "Oh, I haven't played the new PT demo yet." And we sat there and we played it. He played it. He had the controller and my hands were sweating and I was like this the entire time. It was horrible, but really fantastic actually. I wish I had the balls to finish a game like that. But you played the demo, yeah?
Yeah.
That demo is sort of like, the whole premise is you'd go crazy in that situation. I really think if I sat down and I played a 10, 15, 20 hour Silent Hill game, I would start to feel like I'm going insane, because I actually get scared.
It's the same way Katie is. She puts herself into the games.
I do.
So she can't, separate, oh, there's a character in that, it's her in there, like, moving around, so...
Especially in the first-person version of it.
Yeah.
It's really easy to get carried away, and honestly, if I sat there and played it for an extended period of time and got myself stuck in that situation, I'd probably go a little insane.
So with Resident Evil, what system did you play Resident Evil on?
I played it on PlayStation 1 when I was a little tyke. The first Resident Evil, and it was that game was the game that told me that horror games weren't for me. But I did give it a fair crack. I got, how you get halfway through the game, I think it's probably about halfway through the game, and the zombies start coming back to life, and they're like twice as fast. And
well, that's the GameCube version. You sure you didn't play on the GameCube?
I played the GameCube. Like, I played it on PlayStation 1 initially, and the second one, and then I got it on GameCube, and I think I actually got further the second time on GameCube.
Because on the GameCube, they're called Crimson Heads.
Oh, really?
And that was the zombies that you would kill, but they'd come back to life. You actually had to like burn their bodies to actually get rid of them.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, because I don't play horror games, I didn't know that. Here's what I done: is every time that game's been reiterated, I've tried it again.
And that one's been put out multiple times.
Because I really want to finish it. So the first time I remember, I was a little kid playing it. I think it wasn't even my house; it was at my friend's house, my parents' friend's house actually. And I remember that first. I was already on edge after that whole first scene with the helicopter being crashed and
the actual
dogs
movie
running. The movie,
the high budget movie quality.
The movie put me on edge. But that first scene where the zombie like looks up and turns around at you scared the crap out of me. It was like at that point in my life, it was the scariest thing that I'd seen. And because I put myself in the games, and I always have done since I was little, I don't think I got much further than that the first time I played.
See, for me, it's like the more things that happen in a horror game like that, they excite me more. So I just want to keep seeing, a more intense scene or more like. Did you even get far enough to where the dogs jump through the windows?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, the second time I played, it was on GameCube.
Yeah.
And I managed to get through to when the zombies were coming back to life. Yeah. And it's at that point I was still young-ish, and it wasn't that I got scared. It was more. Okay, I got a bit scared.
It was the same thing, just different.
It was more I just kind of got over being scared. But the final time I played it, I wasn't really scared. What happened was the zombies started coming back. This is the Wii version. And they come back on the Wii version.
Well, yeah.
They started coming back, and I'd used all my ammo, and I got stuck, and I couldn't go back, and there was nothing I could have really done. So I've never actually managed to finish that damn game, but it's a very enjoyable and scary game.
It was like the first time where zombies in a Resident Evil game also were fast-moving zombies, like in the 28 Days kind of movie. All the other ones were slow-moving, and they were kind of dumb. These were intense. Their nails actually grew out. They had red skin, hence the Crimson Head name, and they were pretty damn creepy.
Even though I'm sure that if I actually sat down and gave it a good crack, I could finish the game, because how hard can it really be? Now that I know the first version doesn't have that, I'm actually tempted to go back and play the first version and try and smash that out.
Yeah, I mean, the first version still has a lot of like jump scares,
yeah.
But I think the intensity level, might be a little bit easier. Especially you can pick difficulty modes if you do you can do the director's cut version also.
There's people out there right now that's played like actual scary games, and they're looking at me like, "What a little bitch." But I'm not kidding. I get really scared. I actually have finished the second Resident Evil game. I finished that on PS2 when I was younger.
Okay.
It scared me, but for some reason it wasn't as bad. Like I don't know if it's actually like not as scary. Would you say it's not as scary?
No, I'd actually say that one's probably more intense, which is I
think for me it was being stuck in a mansion. As opposed to
more
the
claustrophobia.
Was more out.
You go in different scenes, yeah.
I've always been a little bit stuck in an area with something. There's always I love that premise, but I hate that premise. Where I really love that premise is in a movie called Phone Booth. Have you seen that?
Yeah, well, I haven't seen it, but I know the movie. The guy is stuck in the phone booth.
The whole movie's in that phone booth, and I love it because it's so intense being stuck somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But when I'm put in that situation, I hate it.
I can understand the fact the first game was. You couldn't leave the mansion.
Yeah.
The only time you ever do is to go out to a couple like not outhouses, but houses on the property that were really close by.
Graveyard and stuff.
Yeah, just minor little things. But yeah, in Resident Evil 2, you went through the city, you go into the police station, you go under in the sewers, you go into a lab.
You're moving around so much that it's not as stuck.
Claustrophobic.
So yeah, apart from those two Resident Evil games, and then like Code Veronica, and then what was the one that had, it was like a spin-off Resident Evil that had hands on the cover?
Outbreak.
I finished Outbreak.
Outbreak 1 and 2. You played a lot more Resident Evils than you were making it seem.
No, I'm just, the Resident Evil 1's one I played the most.
Okay.
And never actually finished, and that's the one that actually scared me.
Okay.
So, and then PT Demo, and that's probably all the scary games I've actually played. I've never actually played a proper Silent Hill.
They're a different type of scary, and if you've never played a Silent Hill game, they're more like psychological scary. It's less stuff jumping out at you. It's almost what's not there.
Yeah.
So the game makes you think things are going to happen, and then maybe they actually even don't, or you just hear sounds. You carry around a radio in Silent Hill at all times, and it crackles the closer you get to enemies. So it's just the fact knowing, like, it's starting to crack a little more and more and more, and you can't see the enemy, and maybe it's around a corner.
Actually, something that was really intense and got scary in parts was Zombie U. Did you finish that or play that?
I did, and I like that. I really actually like that game. I know a lot of people didn't because it sort of has the, once you die, you start over element to it.
I really liked that.
Yeah.
I normally hate that, but it worked in that game. But having the radar and being able to always see where the zombies are. Even if you know there's one right here, you're still scared because
Yeah.
you know it's there. And then whenever the radar cuts out and you can't see anything, it's even worse because you can't see anything anymore.
I kind of think maybe that game didn't get a fair shake because it was like a launch title, like it was right at the beginning. So there was less games to say, oh, I'll give this one a shot. This one, you basically had to pick between like the handful.
People seem to give that game a bad rep for a lot of things that made it great, like having to start again, and people like say the clunky controls weren't fun. But I kind of found the fact that
using the screen.
I found the fact that you're just a dude that has this clunky base like cricket bat, and that's all you can do is just a cricket. But like, how good at a cricket bat can you be?
Yeah, exactly.
I kind of liked how it felt clunky.
And one other thing I love in horror games, I love when they have really creepy, great soundtracks, but also when they don't. I'm a fan of both. And that game, from what I remember, granted that's been 2 years ago since now it's come out. It had very minimal like sound effects and music and stuff. So it was just like if you were out in the streets and wandering around, that's all you heard. You heard make cricket sounds and some wind or whatever. It was more realistic. There wasn't an orchestra playing in the background.
It's good when people like game developers or whatever know when to use music and when not to use music.
Yeah.
And before, when you said about Silent Hill, it more being psychological, I made a face like because I actually thought to the PT demo when you were going through the hallway again and again and again and again, and there's one time you turn down the hallway and you just see a guy standing there, and then the lights go out and you have to walk down that hallway.
Yeah.
Didn't want to walk down that hallway.
It'll be interesting to see what happens with Silent Hills. That's the name of the game that's coming out for it, because of PT. The demo is so different from a Silent Hill game. In fact, they've even said in interviews, like Hideo said, that it doesn't represent necessarily what the final game is going to be. It was more just like hey, this is the way we're going to announce the game. But because so many people were so into the way the trailer was, maybe they'll tie in more aspects to it, into the actual Silent Hills game.
I mean, I think they'd want to do it third person purely because they've paid to have Norman Reedus.
Yeah, so the face and everything.
You think they'd want to use Norman Reedus, but I mean, it just needs to be first person at this point.
I think they could do a split of both. Like Silent Hill 4, The Room is a game where when you're in your apartment, you're basically trapped in there. You're in first person, so all the exploration you do is first person. But when you leave the apartment through a portal in your bathroom, you're in third person and exploring the areas. So something like that, maybe. I
would prefer that than a third person experience all the time, because like when you look in that crack in the door and that face pops out and closes the door, that wouldn't work in third person. No,
it can if the right. Silent Hill was really good at using unique camera angles that weren't in any other like horror game or any other game. Like the camera had a weird track system where it would float up above your head and behind your back to get a perfect angle at something jumping out. So the game kind of forced you to look.
I'm starting to really see why these games are good.
Yeah, they're.
I wish I didn't get scared so easily.
I guess for me, I thought of sort of my game-ish thing.
Yeah.
I would always. We talked a little bit about Silent Hill. Silent Hill is my favorite thing in the world. So I won't talk about Silent Hill right now because I always do. But Eternal Darkness on the GameCube. Have you ever given that game a shot?
I only just recently got it off Tyler for $1.
Oh, that's too much, dude.
So I need to actually play that because I've been excited to play that. I had some unique experiences with that game because I had a good friend of mine as a younger person. No, I wasn't a kid. I was like in my teens. Younger person.
Yeah. I played that game basically with him, and we would play it back and forth between his house and mine over the weekend, spend the nights and stuff. And the experiences with that game, I don't want to ruin it if you actually want to give it a shot and play it, but the game is unique in the sense that it actually breaks the fourth wall and messes with you and your devices, your TV and your GameCube and stuff. And
sounds awesome.
Yes, and it makes you think things are happening that aren't really happening. So you're like, what the fuck, is my system broken? Or is it? And at that time, when the game came out, especially at that time, I don't remember, going on the internet or, you didn't really have that kind of thing. You just found stuff out, from your friend or playing it yourself. So he was playing one night at my house, and I was going to bed. I was falling asleep, and he thought my TV broke. So I wake up, and he's pounding on the fucking TV. He goes, dude, what's going on? It was like lines and static, and we realized it was the game after a while. It was just the game fucking with us. So that's probably one of my more memorable horror experiences, is actually being freaked out in real life, something in real life, my physical TV, and the game made me think that was happening.
It's amazing that games can do that.
I would love to have. Everyone wants a Eternal Darkness 2. It's the most mature like Nintendo published title also that they did. Really,
I'm really keen to play that game after you. You sold that game to me just then. Like I like the look of it, but you just sold the game to me.
Yeah, it's so unique. It's a really
like what you explained sort of reminded me of Metal Gear.
Yeah, exactly.
A scary Metal Gear.
Yeah, what boss fight was that? I can't remember.
The one where you had to like switch the memory cards,
yes.
controller ports or something.
Yeah, in the original.
No, it read your memory card and you had to switch controller ports.
And if you had certain game saves on it from other games, it would bring it up. Yeah, that was a good one.
Well, I think that's the thing.
We have 15, 16 minutes?
Oh, now what we're going to do, if Chris has actually got off his ass and filmed for us, which I'm sure he has, we're going to cut to Chris and he's going to give you one of his gaming memories.
His horror gaming memories.
His horror gaming memories,
Dude,
yes.
that guy plays a lot of horror games.
He plays a lot of horror games.
Yeah.
So I look forward to seeing what horror game he picked for us. Let's cut to Chris now.
Thank you, Wooden Scott. Now, the scariest game I ever played, when I was a kid for sure, was a PlayStation 1 game made in the year 2000, and it still gives me the shivers today to think about it. It tells the story of the oppression of man and machine, how they're stuck in constant slavery with each other. It sets this bleak atmosphere throughout the whole game, which leaves you constantly on edge and in fear of what the machines are gonna do to you next. Whether it be to create you a demonic birthday cake, or chase you past hay bales, or hunt down to kill a hedgehog. When I used to play this game, it was definitely a game I'd never play with the lights off or past my bedtime, due to the nightmares it would give me.
Oh no! I don't like it! It's too high!
It's too high!
Don't worry, Lofty.
Just thinking about it now, really, it gets to me. It's a game I honestly wish I never played. It was that scary, and it's just something I wouldn't wish upon anyone. Back to you guys in America. I'm gonna go and sit in my happy place.
And we're back.
Hey! Burp!
So yeah, he picked Bob the Builder on PlayStation 1, which I actually haven't seen what he's done yet, but I'm assuming it was hilarious.
You know, that game actually probably is scary, but in a different way.
Scary bad?
Yeah, I'm sure there's some weird facial expressions and lines in there, like probably sexual innuendos hidden.
It's probably quite scary.
I'll lay my wood.
You'll lay your wood?
No, it's not my wood. I don't own you.
You could. I've been living in your house for 3 weeks. I'm basically a pet.
That's true.
Well, that's that's all from us right now. Well, I want to try and film something else. Like right now would be good, so I have something.
Should I go change my shirt?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Well, I mean, these people already know that it's going to happen.
No, shh, but just pretend.
Shh, don't tell anyone else that watches the next video.
Yes.
Thanks for watching, I really appreciate it, and I'll try and get some more videos up before my holiday ends. I'm having a lot of fun.
It's been pretty freaking crazy.
We've done a lot of stuff. I might do an America Stories video when I get back. The pickups video is going to be insane.
Oh,
if I can actually get the stuff back to Australia, because I've bought too much stuff. You want to end this video, don't you? You're doing your piece.
Yeah, I'm doing the end piece, but
I've bought so much stuff I need to get a second suitcase, and I don't know if I can even fit it in that.
Yeah,
Tell them I'm not lying.
He's not lying. There's at least like 50, 60 items sitting over there that he needs to put in a suitcase.
But that's all from us. This video's gone too long now. I'll see you guys soon. Thank you for being patient on the content. Leave a like, comment, subscribe.
Thumbs up.
I've forgotten how to do videos. Thumbs up.
I was giving the thumbs up, but way down below. There we go. Alright, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Peace. Seeing what horror game he picked for us. Let's cut to Chris now. And then wait for a bit.
We'll wait for him to do the video?
Yeah, what do I say when it comes back?
That's what you say.
I can't do that on command. You have to do it for me.
I just did.
Okay, well, I guess we have to roll with that now then. And we're back!
Hey! Burp!